this earth and make heaven my home. Fellowship with family around God's throne. It has been way, way too long. Colors of days got me thinking about you, so I use this song. Father, you left us first. Looked up one day and you were alone. You left this earth and make heaven your home. Or do the angels in heaven read it to you? It's been way, way too long. Holidays got me thinking about heaven, so I use this song. Yeah. Mother, when you died, I felt so sad and lonely. Till a little walked up and this is what she said to me. Wipe the tears from your face. Mother has gone to a better place. Okay, don't cry for her, cry for yourself. 'Cause she's the one that got chosen and you're the one he left. I'm dead way too long. Mother, I am coming to live with you. Father, I am coming to live with you. I hope you both made it to heaven. 'Cause they know you get earth and make heaven my home. Fellowship with family around God's throne. No, has been way, way too long. Mama's way, oh no. It has been way, way too long. Holidays and days got me thinking about you, so I use this song.
What's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to the Soundoff podcast. This is your boy, K Paper Chase. I'm in the building today, and I just wanted to start the build. So we're going to see what we're going to talk about today. And I've been thinking about this for a while. I wanted to do this on a Sunday. So that's the reason why I named this build Church, because I want to talk about church, and I want to really get into some things. All right. Now, let me give you a warning before we even start this. This is one reason why I said I would do the video. I think I'm going to go live later and maybe re-air the video, but I really want to talk and be able to get through this without interruptions. I want to issue this warning. So anybody that's indoctrinated, if you got your religion thing going on, if you're indoctrinated by any way, if you fall in the paradigm, you will experience disbelief. You're going to experience confusion, and you're going to experience anger as I present this information. All right, you're going to get mad at me. You're probably going to say hurtful things about me because it's going to challenge your paradigm. So I just ask that you give this a chance and just don't let your emotions get in the way of critical thinking. I'm a truther. I'm always looking for the truth, and I'm not going to tell you anything that's wrong. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm just giving you my perspective as far as how I feel. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, now I will say that everything can be used for good or bad. So why I don't necessarily agree with religion for me, as far as I feel that I don't necessarily need a religion to, do what I need to do well and to be a good person, a good citizen. A lot of people may feel like they do need that. Some people need the 10 Commandments. Some people might need somebody to tell them, hey, you shouldn't kill that person. You know what I mean? Somebody might need somebody to say that they shouldn't cheat on their wife. that they shouldn't steal. And for those people, having a religion, if that's keeping them out of that kind of stuff, then that could be something that is good for them. Like I said, I'm not a religious person. I used to be a whole lot. I'm a more spiritual person, but what I believe is that karma affects everybody. And whether you believe in karma, whether you believe in religion, everything that you do, it has another effect somewhere else. So you can't do anything without impacting something else. So that's my thing about karma. And so let's just get into the religion and some things that I guess I would say that I don't agree with. And I was talking about karma, the first thing. I'm going to be talking from a Christian perspective because I was raised a Christian. My grandfather was a preacher. So, I was kind of brought up in the church. And I guess the thing with me at the church, as far as being little, because being little, I was very inquisitive. So I always wanted to know, like, I would have questions. And I noticed that it didn't really seem to be a learning thing. Like it wasn't for free thinkers. As far as the questions, usually they couldn't answer my questions. And I was told that to pray for understanding, you hear that a lot. Um, I was told that God is going to interpret it for me. It was never an answer, and it kind of bothered me how different people would think different things. And then they start telling me, "Well, God don't want you to know. If you don't understand it, ain't for you to know." You know what I mean? So I went through that for a few years. I read the Bible like 3 or 4 times. I mean, the King James, International, New Age. I read all those Bibles, and the thing that I got from it, was that I feel like in a lot of ways, instead of empowering you, especially if you're doing everything that that book says, that takes the power away from us. So yeah, so let's talk about religion and let's talk about some of the things, particularly in Christianity, that I feel wasn't a good fit for me. Okay. And like I said, I've been in church from back in the day. So I was little. I used to go to church. But like I said, I never really felt right. I mean, now don't get me wrong. Whenever you do go to church, especially if you're experiencing something, if you experience something bad or something like that, it is an emotional release. I mean, that preacher come and pray to you. You sing the songs, you do feel a lot better. And you also feel a lot better because you feel like the preacher is talking to you. But that's like therapy. That's like any other form of therapy. You do have an emotional release, but I don't think that is necessarily doesn't necessarily have to be a spiritual thing. It just could be like you just letting off those emotions, which you would do anyway. You just chose church, to be your outlet to get those feelings out. Okay. All right. Now, first thing about religion, um, I have a problem. Like I said, mainly Christianity, but it teaches us that we are born evil. So that means from the very beginning, if I'm born an evil person, then I have to spend all my life trying to repent for this evil. So I'm already born on the bad side. You know what I mean? And I think with all that we got going on, especially as Black folks, I don't need to be born evil in the religion too. So that's the thing. I don't feel like I should feel like I'm born evil. And now, since I'm born evil, I have to repent. And the way to repent is going to be through the Son of God. So it's telling me that I can't get to heaven unless I repent through Jesus, who is the Son of God, and He will kind of be my go between me and God. I mean, I'm getting the right interpretation, right? Jesus is sort of like the middleman. All right, so that's why I got a problem with that. I don't need a middleman between me and my creator. I talk to my creator directly. I don't need Jesus in the middle. I don't need nobody stepping on it. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk straight to the creator. So that's why I don't agree with Jesus being the middleman. Now, if you look on the board, these are all the conception stories. So if you think about it, Jesus was, what is it, 2023? 2023 years ago, this was Jesus. All of these different demigods were before Jesus. So the story has been told about 9 times before Jesus. So I just wanted to show you all that it's not necessarily the first time that story has been told. So, all right, this is where the cognitive dissonance is going to kick in. Y'all going to get mad at me, but I got a question right here. All right, 2023 years ago, that was Jesus. Before Jesus, it was Serapis, it was Hermes, it was all these people. So, if the only way to get through heaven is through Jesus, how did the people prior to this go to heaven? All right, so that tells you right there that Jesus can't be the only way to get to heaven if you believe in heaven, because Jesus is relatively new. Especially when we talk about the tens of thousands of years ago, we can even go back to history, millions of years ago. It's relatively new. So you got to be able to, to look at that and just think critically. Use your critical thinking. All right. All right. And the next thing. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next point. The next point is as far as religion, what I think could be a downgrade to our people or something that is holding us back because you're not believing in yourself. What happens is in the religion, I mean, I used to do the same thing. I get it. In religion, we're seeking knowledge. So that's why I said I read the Bible 3 times. I got a concordance. I did all that stuff. We're seeking knowledge because we know that there's something that we're missing. We want to build up. But what we do is we seek outside knowledge. So me reading all the books and immortalities and all that kind of stuff, that's me seeking knowledge, but I was going on the outside. And I mean, that's good because now I'm well versed in all these religions and these different ideas. But the thing is, all of our answers are on the inside. They're not outside. So any religion or any kind of indoctrination that is telling you to look outside of yourself for the answer, that's not giving you power because you're looking outside. You're looking for this man to pray to so that he can tell his daddy that you prayed to him and then hopefully to get a blessing one day. You see what I'm saying? So it's you got to look at it. You got to really look at it. It's the middleman, then you got to get their approval, then you got to wait, and hopefully, you'll do the right thing. They'll do the right thing. So yeah, I don't like religion because it stops you from believing in yourself and to still believing in yourself for the creator that we all are, because we all have divinity in us. We're praying to somebody else instead of doing what we can do here. Now, I don't necessarily disagree with praying. I think that praying, if you're doing it properly, you can definitely tap into your subconscious and you can definitely get some things done. But the praying should be giving you the power. Don't ever give anything more power on the outside of you that you give to yourself because you'll always be worshiping something else. All right. Very dangerous. And a lot of our people are doing this. And it's even getting to the point where, like I said, a lot of the stuff in the Bible, a lot of this King James stuff, this was written to keep us this way. And the fact that it's a lot of our people, man, they just don't see it. They can't see it. Yeah, so we got to break out of that, y'all. We got to think critically about this stuff. And every time somebody gives us something, we don't have to accept it. Somebody tell us where you from, you don't have to accept that. Check your own roots. Make sure you want a Native American. Don't let these people tell you from Africa. Nobody else does that but black folks. They're always telling us where we're from. Get your own identity. Don't let people tell you where you're from. Don't let people tell you what to worship. Look inside yourself because that's the real power inside of you. Yeah. So, you don't want anything that's going to take any power outside yourself. And like I said, this story has been told dozens of times. It's been out there from conception. So all I'm saying is just, you know what I'm saying? Just be smart about it. You can't tell me that these people say Hermes, these people that are saying, okay, I'm praying to Hermes back in the day before Jesus was even invented. You can't tell me that these people are going to go to your idea of hell, whatever the Christianity thing that says that hell is, that they're going to go to your hell because they're believing in their God instead of your God. You can't tell me that. That makes absolutely no sense. But y'all Christians gonna get mad at me though. Y'all gonna say it is, but it's all good. I've been there. I'm already expecting the reaction. It's all good. All right, now this is something that's gonna piss a lot of people off too. Um, One of the reasons why I don't like a lot of stuff in the Bible and a lot of things about religion, because this God that we serve in the Bible is an angry, jealous God. You know what I'm saying? You have to sacrifice things. You have to sacrifice your kids. He tests you. He play games with you. He want to see if you're going to believe in him and all that. But if God is all knowing, why does he have to do that? So that's the issue that I have too. And it's funny because they say that we were created in God's image, but actually it's the opposite. I feel like the God of the Bible was created in man's image because this God is jealous. This God has favorites. He has a favorite people. He's going to treat these people better than the other people. So that's a direct contrast to this benevolent God that's supposed to be in the Bible. Do you see what I'm saying? So by me worshiping that, if I'm going to worship a God that has the same human emotions as I do, I can worship myself. Do you see what I'm saying? Does that make sense, people? An all-knowing, benevolent God wouldn't be limited to human emotions. And the fact that you worship something that has human emotions, that can get mad at you, that can hold grudges, that can have favorites, saying that's what you consider your divine self to be. So if that's as far as you going, and if you need religion to worship something like that, then that's on you. Like I said, it's all good. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just trying to get you to see things critically, critical thinking. You know what I'm saying? Then you got to remember that a lot of the stuff was written, especially the King James Version, it was written for the slaves. They gave us this Jesus. You know what I'm saying? We didn't come over here with Jesus. They gave us the Jesus. And people are so into it now that they can't lose it. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't get rid of it. It's just ingrained in them, the indoctrination. And I mean, it goes deep, man. I mean, it took me years. I remember a few years ago, so probably about 10 years ago, my homeboy, he had a video. He put the video and it said something about Jesus. Man, I made him take the video out. Yo, I was pissed. It just really pissed me out. And I made him take that video up out of my house, man. So I get it. I understand. But we got to come up off that, man. When you really think, you got to say, okay, what is my real links to this demigod Jesus? Just think about it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, just think about it. That's it. Now, if it's serving you, if you're one of these people that you need the Ten Commandments to tell you not to kill somebody, or you feel like you're gonna go kill somebody, you need a commandment or whatever to do that. Hey, do your thing. Whatever makes you, you know what I'm saying? Whatever keeps you from doing bad things. All right, so baptism, yeah. So that was always like, oh, let me tell you another thing. They were always like, okay, you gotta get baptized. You're not baptized, you're not going to heaven if you're not baptized. I never got baptized. When I was a kid, I don't know, it just never happened. So I was always told that if you didn't get baptized, then you weren't able to do the communion because you had to be baptized to do the communion. I said, damn, I got to be baptized. So I would hate to go to church. Now, I didn't go to church all the time. Like I said, my granddad was a preacher, but we didn't go every Sunday or anything like that. But when I went to church, I would hate to go because I didn't want it to be a communion because I wasn't baptized. So I was told, hey, you're not baptized, man. You can't do the communion. So I always, you know what I'm saying, felt some kind of way about the communion. So fast forward, I'm an adult. And I want to tell you about my experience with the church as far as when I got grown. Okay, so I went to church. I forgot I went to church with somebody. I was invited to somebody's Christian church here in Richmond, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? Went to the church and they did communion. So communions. Oh shit, it's communion. Yeah, they're gonna do this communion. So I was like, all right. So they start passing it around as far as the communion. So they had the little glasses of wine that was to represent Jesus's blood, and they had the little wafers, which were the cookies to represent his flesh. Now, I had never been to a communion. I might have been to one when I was little, you know what I'm saying? But I have never been into it or took place in anything as far as the communion. And it seemed weird to me because what they were doing, they were acting like the grape juice was Jesus's blood, and they were acting like the cracker was his skin. I mean, yeah, his flesh. So they eating his flesh and eating his blood. Now, Christians, let me tell you something. Y'all think that it's okay. Now, if I pulled up, I actually have one, but I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to do it today. But if I pulled up a satanic ritual of these satanic people drinking Kool-Aid or wine or whatever they use for the fake blood and eating something for the fake skin or the fake flesh, They're doing that as part of their ceremony. It's cannibalism. It's ritualistic cannibalism. It's vampirism. You're drinking blood. You're acting like it's blood. That's the same thing these people do. All of these groups and stuff, the Illuminati, they don't kill people every time they do a ritual. They're not killing people. They're doing what the Christians do. They get some Kool-Aid or some blood. They're doing their rituals and they're acting like it's the blood of the person they killed. And they're eating and they're acting like it's the flesh of the person they killed. Exactly the same thing. Absolutely no difference. No difference. Now you're mad at me now, right? Now, like what I said, I started to show it, but I said, you know what? I'm not going to even put myself out there. I don't have to do all that. Either they take it or they don't. But I'm telling you, it's exactly the same thing. So because you've never experienced it or never looked outside your paradigm, you're ignorant to the fact that this goes on other places. But remember, you've been told not to look anywhere else because your God is jealous, remember? So you can't even pick up another book or do anything because he doesn't want you to know about the knowledge of the good and the evil. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff to think about, a whole lot of stuff to think about. So, like I said, man, I don't want to talk too long. I just really want to get this out, but I am gonna go live. So I'm gonna play this again. I'm gonna go live with it, and then I'm gonna be able to take everybody's questions and stuff. But I want to get through most of it without any interruptions. You know what I'm saying? And so the last thing that I want to say, just think about it. What if as far as the Christian church, the God of the Bible, what if God is really the devil? And what if you are representing Satan and worshiping Satan and they done told you that it's God? You're not even able to critically think hard enough to see any contradictions or anything because it's told you not to look at other stuff. It's scaring you. It's telling you there's spirits out there. Don't look at anything else, because something's going to happen to you and you haven't done it. And what if that's really the devil? You see what I'm saying? So definitely go back and look at my video that I did Friday about being woke because it's talking about balance. So that's why you got to have that balance. If you too far on this Christian side, on this Bible side, what if it really is the devil that you've been worshiping? You're going to hell or whatever the devil got planned for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have that balance. We stay right there in the middle. So if our shit is wrong, I'm still balanced. I'm still good. You feel me? Still good. Yeah, so that's all. I just wanted to have a quick build. Yo, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play this. Didn't want to do no advertisement. I'm just gonna drop the video. Y'all catch on to it. Hopefully you will. Yo, be sure to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe to the page. A lot of people are doing searches. They putting K Paper Chase and they're doing searches. If you subscribe to my page and then you hit that notification button, every time I go live or release a new video, you'll automatically see it. So yeah, go ahead and do that. And that way, you know what I'm saying? You'll always be up to date. But yo, I want to thank you for joining today. We're going live later on today with this church. I want y'all to come to church. Let's get some worshiping on up in here. All right, peace out. Sound off.
Who helped you cross the river so wide? Who helped you climb the mountain so high? It wasn't anybody but Jesus. It wasn't anybody else. When your life is without sunshine and the storm clouds can come in your way, who stood by you day after day? It wasn't anybody but Jesus. It wasn't anybody but him. When your life is without sunshine and the storm clouds kept coming your way, who stood by you day after day? Yeah. It wasn't anybody but Jesus. It wasn't anybody but him. It wasn't anybody but Jesus. He lives in me and I live in him. He lives in me, not making it live in me. I live in him. It wasn't anybody it wasn't anybody but him. Yeah, it wasn't anybody but Jesus, my Savior, my Comforter, my friend. He defends me by making me to live in me. I live in him. It wasn't anybody but Jesus. It wasn't anybody but him. It wasn't anybody but Jesus.
Yo, what's up? What's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to the build today. Welcome you to Soundoff. This is your man here, K Paper Chase, and I'm in here now. We're going live. I just wanted to talk about some things today. I wanted to take us to church today. I wanted to go to church without actually going to church. So thanks everybody for joining, and we're about to get started. So last Sunday, I did a build about church. So I definitely want y'all to go check that out if you haven't seen that. I just want to expand on it a little bit. So I'm going to talk about that. But I also want to have an open panel. So I want everybody to just feel free. You know, if you got any questions, if you want to come up, you got any smoke, whatever you want to do, just come up. But I just wanted to finish talking about that church because I was going to go live last week, but I never went live with it. And the main thing we're talking about is knowing versus believing. So as far as religion, religion, I always say leave your indoctrination at the door. I think that a lot of times religion isn't necessarily the best thing for us. Now, I do think that some people do need religion. I do feel like some people might feel like they need the 10 Commandments, or they need a religion to tell them not to kill people, or they might need a religion to keep them on the straight and narrow. But for me, I really don't think it is. I really don't think it's necessary. I do think that whenever you're looking at anything other than inside yourself, then I feel like you're giving your power away. So I don't think that it's necessarily bad to have a religion. You can definitely do what you want to do. But for me, I don't think that it's something that I would need in order to be a productive person. I don't feel like I would need Jesus as the middleman between me and God, but I got to go through Jesus to get to God. You know what I mean? My relationship is directly with my creator. And that's what I want to talk about. So I want to talk about religion, faith, and belief, because the only thing that gets me about religion, one of the things that get me about religion is that you have to have faith in it. So to have faith in religion, that means you have to have sort of like a blind faith, and you have to believe in something or have faith in something that you don't know about. And that's just my issue. Because look at it. So check it out right here. I was born in North Carolina, right? So I'm born in North Carolina. I was born as a Christian. So ever since I grew up, that's what I knew. Everybody was telling me that the Christian is the way to go. You don't believe in Jesus, you believe in any other religion. If you do one of 10,000 things, you're going and you burn up in hell. So that's what I was told. But I always used to ask questions when I was little. Even when I went to the church, I used to always ask questions, and I'd be like, okay, so I don't know. It's crazy. What y'all think about the religion thing, though? Because I just felt like my questions weren't necessarily answered. And for me to have blind faith and believe in something, I just wanted to have more of an understanding of it. So, that's where my problem was. Because I always felt that there were no really answers. And then you got to look at the thing too. Okay, so what if I wasn't born in North Carolina, right? What if I was born in Iran or Iraq? So I wasn't born as a Christian. I was born as a Muslim. Now, these Muslims have the same things that the Christians saying. So they believe that Allah is their only way, or Muhammad, or whoever their deity or demigod is. They believe the same thing. So I'm over here in America saying that I'm believing in Jesus, this King James version. King James got me, worshiping Jesus. And they're over there in another country worshiping Allah. You got the Buddhists worshiping the Buddha. So how do you know who's right? So that was my thing from the very beginning. How do I know which one is right? Because you can't tell me that just because I was born into my family, my religion is right, everybody else's religion is wrong, and everybody's going to burn in hell. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a problem that I had with Christianity. So that's something I didn't understand. I still try to understand, but now that I can make my own decisions, I can look at it and I can tell these preachers or whoever I want to talk to, I can challenge them and I can ask them questions. It's different now. And then I guess the only other issue that I have too is almost seems like it's a cop out, because they'll say, as long as you believe in Jesus, as long as you say that Jesus is your father and you're saved again, then you can be forgiven. I don't believe in that, because that means that somebody could be a child murderer, you could be a convicted whatever, and all you got to do is go to Jesus and say, okay, Jesus, will you forgive me? And that makes it right. No, I don't believe in that. It's karma. We had universal rules, the rules of nature, the rules of this earth, before the Bible was written by King James a few hundred years ago. So we already had rules that went on. So there's karma. That's a law of karma. So everything that happens, there's got to be an opposite reaction. You're not going to be able to kill somebody. You're not going to be able to do anything and be forgiven and think that it's all right if you worship Jesus. That's all I'm saying. So I want to be able to teach our kids that what we need to do is we need to make sure that people are being accountable for their own actions. Jesus is not going to save you. You're going to have to save yourself, because we still been waiting on this rapture and we haven't had it yet. So that's what I'm saying. It's hard for me to believe in something like that. So let's see. Yo, what's up, big dog, Philly OG? What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Hey, Marmar. Peace to my brother, the enemy's public. All right, so let's see. Marmar says, Christians always try to force their beliefs on other people. Right. And they do. They do. And I think that's one of the things that sort of can make it wrong. My thing with the Christians is that they seem to have an intolerance for anything other than themselves. Okay, I consider myself an open-minded person. So if you want to be a Christian, if you want to be a Muslim, you can be whatever you want to be. Dog, I'm not going to try to tell you what to be. You got to be what makes you happy. You know what I mean? And I guess my only thing is that, they'll try to convert you. Sort of like the old Jehovah's Witnesses that knock on your door. They try to convert you. And it's almost like a cult type thing, And then, you can get with the righteous people and they think that because they went to church, or they read the Bible, that they're kind of better, or that I have a question about the Bible, then somehow I'm not equally yoked because I have a question. But there's no way I'm going to get my blind faith in anything without questioning. So a lot of people say, hey, don't question the Lord. Don't question Jesus. I'm going to question it, because is this something that I'm going to live my life based on? I got plenty of questions. All right. And then I want to talk about, too, as far as religion, believing versus knowing. You can believe in religion. You can believe that, one day Jesus is going to come up out of the sky and he's going to take you back with him. You can believe that. But the root word to believe is lie. Root word to religion is lie. So you can basically believe what you want to believe. But when somebody asks me about my faith or my religion, I don't say I'm religious. I say I'm spiritual. And I don't say I believe in anything. I say that I know that there's a creator that created me. I know that. So it's not anything that I have to believe. I know that there's something that came before me, that created me, that created this earth, that is bigger than all of us. So that's my question that I want to say. What do you all think? Do you think that faith and religion is good or bad? Like I said, everything can be used for good or it can be used for bad. We've seen religion used for bad. We've seen the Christian Crusaders go and kill millions of people for bad, but we've also seen religion for good. So that's why I don't want to knock religion if somebody needs that for their faith, because it's plenty of people who have really been turned around by the Bible, by reading about Jesus, by going to church and getting saved. So it really can be a big help to people. And I'm not going to lie, when I go to church, I feel that funny feeling too. When you go to church, it's like it feels like the preacher's talking right to you, right? So you're in church and it's almost like what it is it's an emotional release. It is an emotional release. Church is. We could get that same emotional release by going to other places, but the church does give you that emotional release, and it's like therapy. All right. So I want to tell this story. Hey, Danjuma Noah says, Islam has hurt me real bad, and I hate them so much that I want all of them dead. How can I try to Stop. Yeah, sounds like you had a bad experience. But what I say is, it's not really a bad experience. Try to look at it not as a bad experience. Try to look at it as a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to realize that the people that you were worshiping with, they're still there. So if you learned something and you've moved kind of ahead, it's okay. So yeah, it's rough. It's rough, and people have a lot of stuff about religion, the way they say that you should be acting, you should be doing. Okay, so let me tell you my story. The last time I stepped into a Christian church, I was going to a friend with church. Now, when I was growing up, my grandfather was a preacher, all right, on my dad's side. So when I was growing up, we didn't really go to church every Sunday, but he was a preacher. So we would go to the little anniversaries and stuff like that. So we always did that. So what I was taught growing up is that you have to be baptized in order to take communion. So it's like, hey, you got to be baptized in order to take communion. And I was like, okay. I had never been to the church where they did communion, but hey, I wasn't baptized, so I wasn't taking it anyway. This is like 10 years ago. So I was an adult, you know what I'm saying? I was a young man, went to church. So they started doing the communion. I'm like, oh shit, now they're doing the communion. I never been to a communion service before. So they were getting out the wine and they said, this wine is Jesus's blood. We're acting like this is blood. So this ain't wine, this is blood that y'all are drinking. And this wafer right here is his flesh. So y'all gonna drink his blood and y'all gonna eat his flesh. And this is all in the name of Jesus. So I was like, damn. I was like, man, how the hell am I gonna get out? I already knew I wasn't gonna do it. I was like, okay, how am I gonna get out of this? I'm like, dang, how am I gonna get out of this? So I was like, dang, I can't do it because I haven't been baptized. I'm from down south. You got to be baptized in order to take, in order to do the communion. And the lady I with, she was like, no, you don't have to be baptized. She was like, you see all these sinners in the church, everybody's taking communion. You don't have to be baptized to take communion. So I was like, damn. So I didn't want to take it. All right. So the lady handed me the little glass. It looked like shot glasses, and there's a little bit of juice in the glass. And the lady handed me the glass. So I was like, nah. So I was trying to play it off. But I guess that by that time the preacher saw me. Okay, so the preacher got up there. So I said, nah. So I just waved her back on. So I'm thinking everything cool. She done went back. She done took my little wine back. Everybody around me got the wine and wafer. And he said, the preacher was like, so before we start this communion, this is a very, what word did he use? That dude was like, this is very sacred. So anybody that's not participating in the communion, I asked you to leave the church. So I just stood there. I was like, oh shit, you talking about me? So so I was like that, and he was just looking at me. Everything just stopped, and I was like, man, I'm not trying to make a scene. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to make no noise. I just wanted to get the church service over and be gone. So he called me out. I'm like, damn. So everybody's looking. And the lady I was with was like, okay, well, just go on, just wait for us outside. I was like, really? So I'm like, dang. All right, so I left. I think I was riding with somebody. So I'm just hanging outside the church. You know what I'm saying? Waiting for the church. I was waiting for the church to be over. But that was a humiliating experience. You know what I mean? And besides a funeral or something like that, I said I would never be in church, or I'd never put myself in a position where I felt like that, where I had to do that. Because these Christians will tell you, oh no, it's just the blood of Jesus. I'm not a vampire. I don't eat blood. I don't drink blood. I don't eat flesh. I don't eat crackers and act like it's flesh. That's cannibalism. I can pull up a Satanist worship thing right now, and they do the same thing. And see, this is where the cognitive dissonance comes in, because a Christian will tell you that it's okay to act like you're sacrificing somebody. It's okay to do a blood sacrifice. But when you see other religions or Satanists, which is or the atheists do it, you say that it's a problem, but you can drink Jesus's blood. And that's the same thing they do when they do these satanic practices. They don't actually kill people and drink their blood. They drink they drink wine just like the Christians do. And they act like it's blood. It's like a mock. They do mock stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's exactly the same thing. And it bothers me that people can't see that. As long as it's Jesus' blood, you're going to drink blood. I'm not drinking nobody's blood. I'm not eating no crackers and act like it's somebody's flesh. I don't need to eat Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that it's just so crazy, man. And people will stand on that. And then even if you show them, like I said, I started to pull up a satanic ritual, and show y'all today just to do it, I say I'm not going to even do that, because then with that cognitive dissonance, people still going to deny it. Even if I showed you the same thing, they still going to come up with some way to deny it. But yeah, it's real like that, y'all. So Marmar says communion has always been weird to me. Yeah, it is weird. It really is weird, because like I said, if I gotta act like I'm drinking blood, you know, and you can do it for Jesus, but you can't do it for nobody else. I mean, why I gotta drink your blood? That's vampirism. Eating flesh is cannibalism. Don't matter whose flesh you eat. We don't eat flesh and we don't drink blood. I don't. Do your thing though. If you need to do that, stay on the top, you know what I'm saying? To stay right. Hey, do your thing, man. I'm just saying, for me, no. Okay, Dan Juma, what you talking about? Said these people beheaded my cousins and kidnapped my grandma in the name of Allah. Wow. Yeah, and it's crazy, because it's like people can do anything as long as they do it in somebody's name. And that's what I used to ask the preacher too. I think I asked somebody, I was like, okay, so if two countries go to war, both people say that God is on their side. Which side is God really on? And can he be on everybody's side? So, what I want to do, hey, Dan Juma, what I want to do, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, but I'm going to drop the link. And I want you to come to the panel and tell us your story, because I think that's real interesting. You say they kidnapped your grandma in the name of Allah. I would love to hear about your experience. You know what I'm saying? And what happened. So let me drop the link and come to the panel. Click on the link. Come to the panel and tell us about your story. And if anybody else have any other stories, because like I said, I went through that. It really, really made me feel like really, really low when it happened. I was really, really upset about it, just feeling embarrassed, feeling like maybe I wasn't doing the right thing. But now I stand behind it. So if anybody else has any stories or anything like that, yeah, definitely let us know. Click on the link. Marmar, right? I really know more about his story, right? Yeah, and it's crazy. And then you have to look. It's always been fanatics in religion. So just like anything, you can use a religion for good and bad. I mean, they had the kamikaze fighter jets, fighter pilots, so they'll actually fly a plane and kill themselves in the name of Allah. They kill themselves and kill other people in the name of Allah, but they're doing it for Allah. And no matter what you tell them, they're going to say it's right. Just like no matter what you tell a Christian, they're going to say that the Christian Crusades was right. We had to kill them million people, let them know about Jesus. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got some work to do, people. We got a whole lot of work to do, because I think that one of our main problems with Black people is that if you talk nice to us, if you tell us we're smart, if you tell us we were first, or you know what I'm saying, we were the first people, everybody came from Africa, we like that, and we'll actually listen to it. So flattery gets you everywhere with Black people. But what we need to do is not stop accepting stuff just because we hear it. We got to do that critical thinking. We got to check out stuff for ourselves. Bronze, Flat Power God. Peace out. Thanks for joining us. Oh, you are Nigerian, but we have migrated to the UK. Okay, so hit that link and come up and tell us your story. From Nigeria to the UK. Yeah, I would like to hear your story as far as, what happened with your religion. Because it's funny out there. It's really crazy out there, And then, I think sometimes people just use religion to just be a part of something of saying, hey, I have this religion. I think they makes it think that almost that they're better than other people, or that they might be better or more conscious than somebody else because they have a religion. And I guess my thing is, every time I ask a question, if I ask a question, they'll say, oh, well, you need to pray for understanding, or, it's my fault. But, very simple questions. You're at work. Okay. Yeah. So what you think? So what y'all think about faith? Like having that blind faith? I guess my only thing was like, okay, once I figured out when I was little that I was born into Christianity, and that different people from different countries, depending on where they were, they had their own religions. That's when I started doubting it. Because check this out right here. If this dude is a Buddhist and he's saying that Buddha is the only way, and I'm a Christian and I'm saying that Jesus is the only way, both of us can't be right. So I was always looking for something that was kind of like an all-inclusive thing. So what I do is I study. I read the Bible several times, read the Bible, I read the Quran, I read all the stuff, and I study and I try to cross-reference stuff. So what I found out, all this religions, talking about all these religions and spiritual systems and stuff like that, is that there are certain universal rules, and these universal rules transcend all religions. That's what I was talking about earlier, like the rules of nature, like the Hermetic principle. See, things like this don't change because that's been here forever. And no matter what religion or whoever you go to, this is the stuff that was before religion. Because religion is a man-made thing, Religion is man-made. Ask any question. Okay. So he said, ask any question. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question. What is your religion now? Or do you have a religious system? Because you said that, that you were with the Islam. What is your system now? Or do you even have a religion? And what do you think about religion as far as that? Because, some people might say, hey, you just haven't found the right religion. You don't like that. You don't want to be a Christian. You know what I mean? You need to be something else. That's what they'll say. But just like I said, too, religions have the same thing in common. And all of them have this kind of indoctrination thing. All of them have some kind of indoctrination where you have to do something or you have to worship somebody or get on your knees or something like that. And I think that whenever we take the power outside of ourselves to go worship Jesus or get on our knees for another man, we're taking power away from ourselves because God created us in his image. So that means that all of us have a little piece of God in us. So, a lot of times, and this is what I did too. I was on this spiritual journey for years. So yeah, I read the Bible like 3 times, Quran and all that kind of stuff. I read that stuff because I was looking, because I was trying to seek out what I need to find out. What do I need to do? Where are the answers? But the answers are within. And people used to tell me that all the time. I'm like, what do they mean is within? What do you mean is within? But really it is. We seek outside ourselves trying to find something, but it's within. So you got to get to know yourself. So knowing yourself is one of the main ways to reach that divinity that we each and all of us have within ourselves. But that's through you. It's not going to be through any religion. It's not going to be through any demigod, any deity. It's not going to be through any of that. It's going to be through you. So you have to look deep in yourself and you have to find it. And I didn't even know what that means, but I guess once you start knowing, you'll know what it means. Or just spend some time with yourself. If you have questions, something, just meditate. It's okay to just not do nothing sometimes. I used to always think when I'm sitting here, sometimes I just be sitting here like not doing that. I'm like, damn, man, what you doing, man? You need to watch TV. You need to do something. But sometimes just be still. Peace, be still. Yeah. And like I said, with our religions, with all belief systems, there are some good things and some bad things. So we can take good things and bad things out of them. But you gotta be choosy. You can't just be down for something. Okay, I'm down for this. Nothing they do is wrong. You can't do that. We still gotta be critical thinkers. All right. Marmora says, facts. I'm still struggling to find one that works for me. Yeah. And that's how it is. And like I said, you're not gonna find the one that worked for you. When I was little, probably when I was in my early teen years, preteen years, I started looking at Buddhism and Hinduism. And for me, that resonated more than Christianity because I remember them talking about being born again. And once you're born so many times, you're able to leave this world because each time you're born, you're on a higher level. So, that resonated with me from the time I was a child. So I was like, that's real weird. And it's funny now because, that's what I think now. So I do think there's something good that you can probably take out of everything. Like I said, the Bible says there shall not kill. That's a good thing, right? You shouldn't be killing. But who needs the Bible to tell them that? Why you got to have a Bible to tell you not to kill nobody? And once I started kind of relying on myself, instead of not worrying about the Bible, because it was so much stuff that I did not want to do that I couldn't do. Nope, the Bible says don't do this. Nope, the Bible says you can't do this. Can't open your third eye. You can't do this. It seemed like everything that I tried to get more consciousness, or everything that I tried to do that would raise my consciousness, the Bible was against it. Can't do this. Can't do that. Can't do that. And I had to think, like, why? Why you don't want me to open my third eye? Jesus talking about let your eye be single in the Bible. Why I can't open my third eye? Why I got to turn the other cheek? You know what I'm saying? So eventually it just don't feel right. It doesn't sound right. And I believe these older people, and I mean, it's our old heads, you know what I'm saying? Our grandmas and our moms and stuff. That's what they were taught. They were indoctrinated with that Bible. But damn, if you read the Bible and it say be good to your masters, damn, can't you tell that that's not something that you want to be involved in? I don't get it. But hey. Okay, so I might consider Jainism. But stay away from Islam because it's dangerous. Okay. Marmar says, do you have what the evil eye is? Do I have what the evil eye is? As far as I know, the evil eye was what? When somebody can kind of cast a spell on you. You know, I heard that people used to give you the evil eye and kind of look at you a certain way and try to do spells and stuff like that. I don't really believe in, casting spells and stuff on people. I don't believe in spells. I do believe it is negative energy, and depending on how you thinking and what you're giving out, energy attracts each other. So if you're giving out negative energy, it's going to come back to you. But I don't believe that there's anybody out there that can say, give me the evil eye and stop me from accomplishing something that's meant for me to do. You know what I'm saying? You said that's a form of protection I use often. Okay, so the evil eye. Okay, so you can look at somebody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, this stuff isn't magic. It's not religion. It's not magic. It's not hocus pocus. It's science. All it is vibrations. Every time you have a thought, no matter what that thought is, thoughts are things, that vibration comes out from your mind and it goes out and looks for other vibrations that are in that same vibrational wavelength. So it's not magic, it's vibrations. It's electromagnetic. It's our electromagnetic fields. We're electric, so we're able to connect. Okay, you said the crystals too. Yeah, so I deal with the crystals. Hey, I got crystals everywhere. See, this is my baby right here. I just put this on my desk. But yeah, I deal with the crystals. And that's sort of what I'm all about. You know what I mean? Anything that we can use for positive, that's going to help increase our vibration. It's going to help us feel good. And not only feel good, but kind of raise our vibrations, man. Help us open our mind. I'm down for it. So yeah, I'm definitely with the crystals. Tuning forks with my tuning fork. Yeah, man, I got all that. Crystals. I do tuning forks. I do workups with the tuning forks and with the crystals. So yeah, I definitely do that. And the tuning forks are good too, because just by listening to those vibrations of the tuning forks, it can actually have some good medical benefits and mental benefits. So yeah, I got a show coming up on the tuning forks, and I'm going to show you how to start programming the crystals. So once you get that crystal, you can program it, and you can actually get the crystal to help you out a little bit. So yeah, Marmar with the crystals. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna definitely do something about crystals. But yeah, I got into crystals. My mom died, so I was going through her stuff after she died, and I found a crystal. I was like, well, this little rock. This is a pretty little rock. So I put it in my pocket, and just from carrying around in my pocket, I felt something. I don't know what it is. It kind of resonated with me. So I was like, damn, I'm gonna go get some more crystals. And since then, I've been like upset. I got so many, y'all can't see, I got crystals everywhere. I've been like obsessed with them. And to me, it's kind of amazing that there are stuff that we can do as far as crystals. I call them mental hacks. I got to do a show on that too, because I got a lot of mental hacks. It's just some stuff that you can do just to help you out, just to raise your vibration. You know what I'm saying? You feeling down, simple mental hack. You know what I'm saying? You feeling down, just go take a shower. All right. By the time when you're taking that shower, you imagine that water is just brushing all that bullshit off you. You know what I'm saying? Imagine it going down the drain. You step out of the shower, you clean, you ready to go. There's so many things like that we can do, even burning incense. You know what I'm saying? Do an exercise. So much stuff that we can do to raise our vibrations and just to keep us kind of like up on the up and up. Okay, you said your girlfriend into that kind of stuff. Yeah, so subscribe to the channel. Because yeah, man, because we're gonna definitely do some stuff. I didn't want to do the crystals too much because I'm trying. I don't want to give people too much. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just totally just flip and just go off into some metaphysical stuff like that. But I am gonna start doing the crystals and the tune forks and stuff because I do want to start exposing us to these mental hacks and these different things that we can do, even if it's gonna raise our consciousness, raise our awareness. You know, even by walking around with the crystal in your pocket, you know, you'll see a different awareness. You might see things better. You might hear things better. Like if I were to work you up with the tuning forks and balance all your chakras, you know what I'm saying? That would help you too. So it's so many things that we can do. Like for an example, my tuning forks right here, depending on the frequency of the tuning forks. So is what you would use. So what you would do, I would use different tuning forks on you until I felt the one that resonated with you. And these tuning forks do a lot because it actually will tell you what part of the body is having issues. It'll tell me, you know, if your bone is broken, you sprain muscles or anything like that. So this is science. So yeah, I'm not on the religion. I'm not going to tell you that something is going to come out of the sky or anything, but I can show you some electromagnetic fields. I can show you frequency and vibration. I can show you stuff that's going to really change stuff. And that's what that really makes a difference and really makes an impact, like the butterfly effect. You know, you do one thing, it's going to affect something else. She wanted to get me one, but I said, nah, I'm good. See, why are you scared of the crystal? See, that's the thing. See, we're not into that spookism stuff. Why are you scared of the crystal? A crystal can be positive or negative. Now, if you get that crystal and you're trying to do negative stuff, you know, then it can always be negative. Of course, somebody can try to get a crystal and say, hey, I'm going to program this crystal to do something bad, but it really doesn't work like that. You know, I think that a lot of times if you're afraid, and it's probably not time for you to do it. I've tried to give people crystals before, you know, because I give a lot of them away, and sometimes they don't want it. They'll say, hey, that's the devil. It's not even up to me to tell you that ain't the devil. If that's what you think, it's just not time for you yet. And so that's one thing that I had to do. When I first started learning, I was so excited. Crystals and tuning forks and central oil, all the stuff I used to do, meditation stuff. I was so excited I used to tell people. So I go around and tell, hey, look, this crystal gonna do. Walk around with this in your pocket. You know, I used to do that all the time, but you can't really do that because everybody doesn't resonate with it, and everybody don't even want to hear it. So I'm learning to kind of keep it to myself, and I have this platform now, so I can get it out to the people that want to hear it. You know, but yeah, I would definitely say try the crystals, and if you got any questions, or you know, I can send you a crystal, or you got any questions, just hit me up, man, because I do think that there is something in the crystals. The crystal has a structure. It's called a crystal lattice, and it's a perfect structure. So everything in the crystal is built to perfection. So each crystal vibrates at a certain frequency, at a certain resonance. And what happens is resonances have to come together. So what'll happen is that crystal make you start vibrating on that resonance because the resonance have to match. All right. So, for example, all right, have you ever been somewhere you in a good mood, man? You in a good mood, you doing your thing. Somebody comes around there and they mad. They can't even be around you. Your vibration too high. They might come around there, they see you smiling, they got to get away. Your vibration's too high. So I get that a lot. And it used to bother me, man, because I'd be like, damn, I just feel like don't nobody want to be around me. Don't nobody really mess with me, like talking about, hey, but that's just the way it is. They're not people that vibrate with you. So, hey, everybody's not going to get you. And once you start trying not to let people get you and do what you want to do, that's when you attract like-minded people that are on the same vibration. Yes, it is good to sleep with a crystal under your pillow. Yeah. And that's what I tell people, you know, just work with it. Just work with the crystals. If y'all want me to talk about crystals a little bit, then put a 1 in the thing and I can talk about the crystals a little bit if y'all want me to talk about that. This is an open panel. You know, I called it church part 2 because it's Sunday and I wanted to, you know, get that church spill off. But it's an open panel. So anything I want to talk about, any questions you got, you know, definitely send them. Okay, it's Freemasonry a religion? Freemasonry is not a religion. It's more of a secret society. in order to be a Freemason, you have to have some kind of religion because they want you to have a religion. They want you to have a higher power that you go to as far as Freemasonry. Atheism, that's a religion too. So no, Freemasonry is not a religion. Freemasonry is a secret society. It's like a cabal that people enter. Sort of like the colleges, like when you go to colleges, you have the different stuff, when you try for your sorority, it's sort of like that. So it's not a religion, it's a secret society. You pay money, you got to pay to be a Freemason. There are different things that you have to go through. And as you move up the level, you get initiated with different levels. Okay, so Mama said, go right ahead. All right, so let's see. Can you pass me a couple of them crystals right there? Yeah, just give me a couple of them. All right, thank you. All right, so crystals. All right, so it's just a couple of crystals. It's just crystals that I just had. These are quartz crystals. When I get people that are new to crystals, or when I first start talking about crystals to people, I always tell them to start off with quartz because quartz is the master crystal. Now, these are quartz crystals. Remember that quartz is used in watches to keep time. Quartz are actually silicone that's used in our computers, our computer wafers, because they have a memory. So believe it or not, this crystal has a memory. So if you think something and you think it towards this crystal will actually hold your thoughts. It sounds funny, but that's really how it works. That's how we're able to have computers and stuff like that, because they use crystals and crystals used in memory. Now, in my last video that I did, I was telling you how to get started with your crystal. Once you've had the crystal, how to cleanse it and how to energize your crystal. So I'm not going to go over that again. Definitely check out that that video of how to start using crystals in 10 minutes. I just want to go over the programming part now, because like I said, just like a computer, which has these crystals, can be programmed. So when you're programming a crystal, once you've already cleansed it, you got all the negative energy off of it, you've charged it, you've prayed over it, you do whatever you want to do as far as between you and your crystal, but you're just trying to put your information in here. So you program the crystal. When you program the crystal, this is the intention that you want your crystal to do. All right. So I say, hey, I need help losing weight. My crystal is going to help me lose weight. So you program the crystal. You can pray over it. You know what I mean? You can look at it. You can, just concentrate on it, and it actually will help. Now, this crystal is going to try to bring everything around it to the same vibration. So it's always bringing things into equilibrium. Now, Marmar said, how do you cleanse a crystal? Okay. So as far as cleansing the crystal, you can run water over the crystal. That'll cleanse the crystal. Another way of cleansing the crystal is you can blow on the crystal. That'll cleanse the crystal by blowing on it. If you have sage, you can burn sage or smoke, and that'll cleanse your crystal. And the reason why you want to cleanse your crystal is because they have a memory. Everything that comes in contact with your crystals, or anybody that thinks about or touches your crystal, is going to be in the crystal. So cleansing your crystal is just a way of taking off negative energy that someone else may have put on your crystal. So, once you get your crystals, you don't really let people touch your crystals, or you can, you just need to clean them out. So I just think that it's real interesting. And if you look in here, this is a Lemurian quartz crystal. I have quite a few of these, but if you notice the ridges and stuff in there, they have lines and they have ridges, and all these things mean something. So I'm going to bring this crystal back, some of these, when I start talking about the Akashic records, because there is a way that we can kind of get through the Akashic records with these, especially these recorder crystals, because they have all these lines. So these lines are information that we can actually tap into through the crystals. So I just thought that was real interesting. You know what I'm saying? And the more I started reading about them, like, damn, they actually use these in computer chips. Is really something to them. So I thought that was real interesting. anything like that. So that's my church. You know what I'm saying? My church is crystals. My church is, try to make sure I'm vibrate. My frequency is high. My church is trying to connect with others with like ideas. Because when you have two people, just like the Bible says, 2 or 3 people that are praying at the same time, you got that energy. That's not spookism or religion. It's just science. That's your magnetism. You're attracted to someone that's like you. So when you all two are together, it's twice as much, and you can do twice as much. So that's why I say it takes 2, because it really does. 2 can do a whole lot more than 1. So what else we got here? Okay, you're able to read people very well. Yeah. Yeah, you can. And I think that's something else too that was changing. I was talking to somebody else. I do feel like everybody's consciousness is trying to coming up. It's kind of moving up a little bit, man. I don't know. I be having these mental things where I can like get into people's heads and it's not good, man. I'll be like wrong with people thinking and stuff. And it doesn't even have to be with somebody I'm in front of. It could be somebody on the phone. It could be anytime. And I'm just wondering like how I'm connecting to people so easily. Also talk about being an empath. When you're an empath, you have those things to go on too. But yeah, that's just been really easy for me lately. And I just be wondering, has anybody else noticed that? Are y'all able to like tap into other people or something? What's going on? I do feel like there's something going on as far as everybody's consciousness. Everybody's getting more woke. But yeah, it's really weird right now. So I can't wait to see how it's gonna be in like 5 years. So yeah, you want to practice that stuff. So always keep your mind in point. You're gonna do these mental hacks and stuff because there's so much more stuff that we can do with our brain. As long as we don't have our mind that's in the clouds, you know what I'm saying? Worried about Jesus or worried about religions and stuff like that. We need to be right here on the earth and know what's going on and use these tools that we're put on this earth to help us do that instead of having our heads in the clouds. Okay. Oh, my crystals. Yeah. You might just can't. Yeah, my mom died and she used to have crystals. And I was cleaning out something and I found a crystal of hers. And when I carried it around with me, it actually resonated with me. It really did. And I'm like, wow, this crystal was really resonating with me. So I got it. And I figured out that certain crystals would help. And yeah, she had just died. So I was getting the pink quartz, rose quartz, and it really helped me heal. And I just felt something I just felt it. So I just got into it. And that kind of started my journey. You know what I mean? But it takes time, so that's why, we got to realize that everybody isn't necessarily on the same level. You might tell somebody something. I mean, somebody could have told me this 10 years ago and I was like, nah. I remember I had my homeboy came over. This was a few years back and he had a video and the video was about Jesus. Oh yeah, I'm talking about her too. Yeah, the video was about Jesus, but it was talking about Serapis, who came before Jesus. It was facts. Everything was right there, factual. I got mad at him, and I made him take the movie out of my TV, man. And it was the facts right there, but I couldn't. It was cognitive dissonance, so I couldn't even think that was somebody before Jesus. Yeah, Jesus is relatively new, but hey, so I understand. I get it. That's why I ain't trying to be nobody in the head. Everybody believe what they believe, but I am here to give you the truth, my truth. Okay. So yeah, so I wanted to get on this too. Okay, so the lady, wait a minute, hold on. We had a couple of deaths. Hold on. All right, so the lady that killed Emmett Till pretty much died. All right, so she died. So people were saying that before she died, she was kind of confessing, and she told a couple of people that that it was a lie. But yeah, it's messed up, man. Really, really messed up. So she died. So she's on her deathbed. Okay, so Christians. All right, so she can say, Jesus, forgive me for getting this little boy killed. And she go right to heaven. She sit right beside the throne of God, don't she? She go right to heaven, sit up there with God. After she done did that, all she got to do is say, Jesus, forgive me. Nah, I'm not buying it. Yeah, she did get to live a full life and he didn't. And that's one of the things that I always talk about too. And then, like I said, everybody was mad at Kanye, but I think that Kanye said a lot of stuff that really make a lot of sense because black people that had to almost kind of be a choice now. I mean, come on, you got this one white man, you got 50 niggas and one white man with a gun, and he running everybody. Oh, come on, bro. Even if one of us have to go get shot, we taking over this master. You know what I'm saying? We taking over this plantation. So yeah, it's just crazy. So whenever I try to think of that, I know that I was born in the right time because if I was born back then, I would probably be the Nat Turner, if there's even a Nat Turner. You know what I'm saying? So it's just so much stuff, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, so she's dead now, and like I said, but she went to Jesus, so she'll be in heaven. So y'all see her when y'all go to heaven. Mm-hmm. She'll be up there with you because she got her forgiveness. All right, then I had Jerry. Yeah, I want to talk about Jerry, yo. Jerry Springer, that was my boy. He died. So I used to like Jerry Springer because we used to come home from school, man. We would just watch Jerry Springer. It'd be pregnant chicks fighting. There would be cussing. There would be, you know what I'm saying? So that was really good. And I like Jerry Springer. And unlike like DJ Vlad and other people that I see, I don't feel like Jerry Springer was a bad guy. I don't feel like he was exploiting the black community. I don't feel like he was exploiting poor people. I feel like he had a show, and I feel like he did what he wanted to do. Jerry really likes like strippers and sluts, and you know what I'm saying? He really likes that. So I never felt like he was a bad guy. It was just trash TV. It was trash TV, but he really liked it. And sometimes he used to tell those guys, "Hey, you're pregnant. Don't fight. Don't fight." But yeah, I like Jerry Springer. But like I said, I get a different energy from him that I would get with DJ Vlad or somebody else that's just always trying to exploit us. So yeah, I just wanted to put that up there because Jerry died. I didn't even know he died. Somebody sent me an email. I was like, "Dang, let me put it up there." I didn't even know. So yeah, Jerry did love the black folk. And very, very entertaining show. You got to see Jerry Uncut. You can even go to YouTube, yo. They got on YouTube. You can see him when it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's uncut. But yeah, Jerry. That was my boy, Jerry. So I said something about the white lady, said something about Jerry. Now, here we go. Harry Belafonte. All right, now I didn't really know him. He a little bit before my time, man. But he was a black guy, an actor. He broke a lot of barriers for the black folks. So yeah, he passed too. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. I always say that people die in threes. So yeah, they die in threes. So yeah, I just wanted to have some church today. If nobody gonna call in, if we don't have no callers, I'm about to get out of here. But yeah, I wanted to go to church. I wanted to do that part 2 because I had already started the church part 1. So I wanted to do the live version. Also, I did a video on money. So watch that video on money because money is energy, money is vibration as well. You ever notice when you don't have no money, you can't never get no money. Nobody even give you any money. But as soon as you start getting money, people will give you money because money is energy. And that's one of the things that you have to have in order to get more. So we're going to definitely talk about that. And I'm going to show y'all some ways to keep that money energy up. Because once you got that energy and you riding that wave, money will automatically come to you and you'll automatically attract it. Real talk. So yeah, so I definitely want to talk about that. So I'm going to do a money part 2. So part 2 is going to be like this church because it's going to be a live stream on, what I talk about the money. I talk about investments, the right thing to invest in. We talk about a lot of good stuff. So yeah, that money stream is good. So check that out if you haven't seen it. I did 3 videos last week, and I did the video. I did the video about the dreams. Yeah, so I did a video about the dreams, the out of body experiences, astral travel, the difference between having a lucid dream and astral travel. So that was very interesting too. And all these things are tools and stuff that you can use to say, hey, you learn how to start lucid dreaming, you learn how to astral travel, go on the astral plane when you're sleeping and get that information and bring it back here, and then you'll have an idea, like I get an idea for a show or anything. We can use these tools to kind of bring it in. So everything that I do is trying to use it to try to help us in this life right here, not to try to plan on something later on, right here, right now. hacks to make our lives easier. So that's what I'm about. That's what my channel is about. So that's what I'm going to be doing a lot. Just trying to make it easier for us because we got so many obstacles. So anything we can do, if you can carry a crystal in your pocket, you know what I'm saying? If you can wear a bracelet, you know, or if you, whatever you can do, man, we need to just make sure we're doing that. Bronze flat power god. Yes, I astral project all day, fam. Yeah, word, me too. Yeah, and that's a like a funny thing too, because the astral projection is it's crazy. Because I remember the first time, I just tell you real quick, the first time I astral projected, I was scared. So I didn't do it the whole time. That was hard for me to do it. So what I did, I talk about this in the video too. I used the rope method. So the rope method. All right. So first, let's just talk about real quick when the witches ride you. You know, when you're little, you wake up, you're scared to death. You can't move your head. You can't do nothing because the witch is riding you. That's right before you're about to astral project. So if you can break out when that witch is riding you, you can astral project. So how I did mine, Bronze, is I did the rope method. So I actually taped the rope to my ceiling. And when I got to that point, when I couldn't get out of my body, I just pulled up on the rope. And I pulled up and I astral projected. I've also did it doing a roll technique. I call it the roll technique because when you're there, it's like you're stuck. But if you can roll off the bed, like try to roll out of your body, you can roll and do it that way. You know, so yeah, I've done it before a couple of times. But I do gotta say, just make sure you got right intentions and stuff. Because the first time I did it, just trying to explore. But I did it a couple more times, and I think the third time I did it that week, I was trying to spy on somebody anyway. All right, so I was trying to look at somebody. So I went back to the house and I was trying to see what she was in the bed in and stuff like that. So that's not a good thing. So just make sure that you have good intentions. So I actually astral traveled. I did what I had to do, and I came back. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I did that. So the next night I tried to do it again. I was like, all right, I'm gonna see who over there now. I'm gonna see what's going. This is in another state, somebody I was broke up with. So I said, I'm gonna do it again. So I astral traveled again. I did that same method. This time when I started climbing up the ropes, I saw entities. So they were like balls, sort of like energy, like floating energy, but they were faces. And when I was climbing up the rope, the faces came from all directions, scared the shit out of me. I dropped the rope. And I would just say just have good intentions. Now my intentions are good, so I don't have that issue. Yeah, but make sure you have your good intentions whenever you're doing anything for crystals or any kind of work or anything like that. Make sure your intentions are good. Always have good intentions because you don't want to try to do anything like that with bad intentions. And my intentions weren't really bad. I was being nosy, but really, if I can astral travel, is that what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna look at somebody's bed to see if somebody in bed with them. I mean, so it's not using it properly. So when I try to go down, I try to go and bring stuff back, bring information, ideas, something back to this realm from that realm, and try to see what I can do. So that helps. So yeah, lucid dreaming, astral travel. Astral travel, let's talk about lucid dreaming first. Lucid dreaming is when you wake up and you figure out that you're in a dream, then you can do what you want to do. Lucid dreaming is easier than astral travel. One thing that you can do is just leave a notebook beside your bed, and that notebook, you're going to write down everything. We have to wake up within 5 minutes of our dreams to remember them. But if you have that notebook, you can write it down, and that helps you with the dream recall because you want to be able to recognize that you're in the dream in order to lucid dream. So something I do too, or something when I was first starting, look at your hands. You can look at your hands and say, hey, look at my hands. You do this throughout the day. Just look at your hands. So then when you're dreaming, you'll automatically look in your hands and you'll be able to tell if you're dreaming or not. Now, for me, when I'm in a dream, my cell phone don't work. Can't take pictures, can't dial numbers, electronics, none of that stuff works. So that can also be a clue too. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, wait a minute, this cell phone ain't working. I'm in a dream. Then once you figure out in a dream, you can fly or do whatever you want to do. I used to get excited when I first started. So I figured out I was in my dream. You know what I mean? And I would get excited and come back to my body. But yeah, you can definitely do that. Also, if you're lucid, you think you're lucid, you don't know what's going on, and you're trying to get out of a situation, just turn around. If you spin around in your dream, you can always kind of like reset it. Okay. For me, astral travel was different because astral travel was actually going somewhere. I think a lucid dreaming is you there in your bed, your subconscious is creating this dream when you're lucid dreaming. So something that's good for lucid dreaming too is once you get to bed, go back in your day in reverse. From the time that you lay down, just go to your body, go through your day in reverse. When you go through your day in reverse, that's going to get all that stuff out of your head so that when you do go to sleep and start dreaming, you're not going to be going over stuff in your head that happened during the day. It'll be just pure information. So definitely do that when you go to bed, and that'll help you to lucid dream and not be dreaming about different stuff that happened during the day. All right, yeah, and that astral travel. Yeah, and astral travel is so much different. When you're a lucid dream, you're walking on the ground. Astral travel, you're floating. I mean, I was just energy. I was floating around. 360 view, like I could see everything, and I had to figure out like because you can see everything. So I was just like floating around. So I remember I was trying to get out of the house. I was like, where am I going? I was trying to get out of the house, and I was trying to go down the steps, but it's no steps. You just go there. You just go through something. So when you're astral traveling, to me, that seems more real because you can go somewhere in real time, and those people and all that stuff is there. When you're lucid dreaming, that is on the astral realm, but it's more created in your mind. So lucid dreaming, you're making a dream up as you go. Astral traveling, you're exploring these different worlds. So yeah. So, but yeah, Marmar, it's not that hard. Like I said, first you just need to keep that dream journal because the dream recall is the most important part. You just got to be able to remember your dreams. Keep that dream journal. Before you go to bed, look at the dream journal and look at some of the other dreams that you had. You know, you can say a meditation, say a prayer, do your meditation. And what used to mess me up is that when you first start, like about to start lucid dreaming or astral travel, right before you get to the part where the witch is riding you, you hear sounds and you hear noises. They used to scare the shit out of me because I'd just be sitting there and there'd be noises and they'll always like wake me up and I'll always jump, but you're going to hear those noises. So whenever you start hearing those noises and stuff like that, stuff that sound real weird, it just means you're about to come out of your body. But it took me a while to learn that. And now even sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I hear the noise and it just jolts you. So yeah, those noises, that ain't no joke. Yeah, man, that's fact. That used to scare the shit out of me, man. I'd be like, damn, every time I almost get here, I get a noise or something. And then something that would get me too is like standing still, like itching. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sit here completely still, trying to get it, and I'm itching and moving and stuff like that. So I don't really try as much as I used to. I feel like I astral travel every night. I have the same place I always go to. Yeah, I gotta start doing something better. Yeah, but I go to the same place all the time. You know what I'm saying? Every night I'm always at the same place. So yeah. But yeah, man, it's deep and it's just weird how we can explore like different worlds, different realms, during our sleep. And supposedly, if you can think about it, then it's possible, So everything that we can think of in our head, can be created. So yeah, Momar, you can definitely do that. Yeah, and let us know. And like I said, before you go to bed at night, just try and then just have your intention. Say, I'm going to wake up in my dream. And then once you start like learning your dreams and writing down, and what a dream looks like, you'll be able to tell, like, hold on, this is some bullshit. I'm in a dream, man. What I'm doing at the top of this building in this control room, yeah, this is a dream. Then once you get the dream, you can do what you want. But it's different levels, so many different levels. I mean, I've been lucid, like half lucid, where I know I'm in a dream and I can fly, but I'm still punching. I'm trying to punch somebody and I'm moving in slow motion, or I'm trying to run and my feet are like sinking down into the ground and I can't run. So sometimes you can kind of be like halfway lucid too. But yeah, it's really, really, really interesting. And something that I do too, another little hack that you can use. Yeah, you can use those binaural beats. If you go to, on YouTube, you can get those binaural beats with the lucid dreaming, and they have certain frequencies when you put in your headphones, and they will help you too. So yeah, they'll help you too. So yeah, it's definitely a lot out there, a whole lot that we can explore. Yeah, man. So these are the realms. This is the stuff that we should be thinking about. You know what I'm saying? Digging into ourselves, lucid dreaming, figuring out what makes us tick, going into our mind and our subconsciousness instead of looking elsewhere or looking up in the clouds or looking down at hell to think something down there. You know, you got to stay grounded, stay where we are right now. So everything that we need is already on this earth, right here on this earth, not underground, not up in the air somewhere, not in the stars. It's right here. Yep. Facts. So yeah, y'all, I just want to have an open panel. You know, like I said, this church part two. This was the live portion of the church. Want to let everybody comment. You know, had any questions, anything to talk about. But yeah, it was a good build today. I definitely like talking about that lucid dreaming, and I do have something coming up. So I am going to do that dreams part two, and what I'm gonna try to do. I mean, my homeboy is crazy, so he's supposed to be trying to get in the dream with me. Yeah, y'all try this too. If anybody know, yeah, Bronze, yeah, you know how to lucid dream. Maybe we can meet up or something, man. I said my homeboy kept messing with me, say, man, I'm gonna try to find you in the dream, and it's crazy because me and my little sister used to do that when we were little. We could go to each other's dreams and stuff. And that was so much easier than when you're little. You know, I think once you grow up and you start learning and becoming adults, we lose that imagination side. But yeah, my sister can do that real good too. So it's definitely a skill that you can use. And like I said, just use it to explore yourself. Use it to learn yourself, get to know yourself. And then, you know, once you do that, use it to bring stuff back here that can help you in this life. You know what I mean? Bring it back here. Just like the dream, like, you know what I'm saying? I dreamed one time that I won the lottery and I woke up looking for that damn lottery ticket. I mean, I was really looking for it before I figured it out. But you know, I was looking for the lottery ticket. But if I got the lottery numbers, I would have been able to bring them lottery numbers back. So yeah, let's explore. You know, a lot of stuff out there. I don't have to go nowhere. It's right here in our minds. Everything is right in our minds. All right. So anybody got any questions? Anybody want to hit the link? Got anything to say? Any smoke? Any questions? I'm gonna drop the link one more time. If somebody want to hit that, you can come up. If not, I'm gonna get ready to end the show. All right. So yeah, just a week in review. So yeah, get that church in today. Definitely write down your dreams. Handle your money. Don't waste your money. Always be enterprise minded, thinking when I spend money, how is this money going to make me some more money if I'm going to spend this money? So always think about that. Remember that money is energy. And in order to get more energy, you got to have energy. When you don't have no money, nobody's giving you money. Rich people don't give poor people money. A rich person is going to give you money if you can make them more money. That's just how it goes. If you don't have money, nobody's going to give you money. But once you get money and you start portraying that money, it's easy to get money. That's just how it goes. All right. So we talked about church, money, and dreams. Yo, I want to thank y'all for coming out. This was just like a spur of the moment thing, but I felt like I wanted to get a video in because I hadn't did one in a while. So thank y'all for joining, man. I appreciate you. And this K Paper Chase with Soundoff. Peace. Hey, what's up? And I want to welcome you to Sound Off. It's your boy K Paper Chase here. And today we're going to church again. So today's build is going to be about church, and it's going to be part 3. All right. So what I want to talk about today is just about God. This is Sunday. We're going to talk about God, but I wanted to talk about the God of the Bible. All right. So because we sort of talked about it last week, but I was kind of talking about how everybody is born in different culture, and depending on the culture that you're born in, and however you're born, that's usually what you believe in. So we were trying to figure out, I guess, the right belief, or just trying to cross-reference stuff and see, which one should you believe, because there are so many different religions and gods And even among the the Christianities, there's 10,000 different Christianities, I think. So let's talk about it. All right, so you all can read that, right? So 5,000 gods being worshipped today. And that's just today, and that's a very conservative number. So I read numbers like 33,000, 144,000. But yeah, but there are over 5,000 gods being worshipped today, but you don't have anything to worry about. I'm not trying to change your beliefs or anything like that. We're just trying to do some critical thinking here and just see if we can go back a little bit further than the Bible. Okay. So over antiquity, the God has been called by different names. So some of the names that God has been called, there's quite a few of them. So basically, what I wanted to do, I wanted to see how the God of the Bible stacks up against other gods, because there are other religions. Like I said, there are even other faiths within the Christian faith. So I just wanted to see, how it stacks up. So it's so many different names. See, Esther's gonna be mad. She'd be mad at me when I talk like this. But hey, we gotta tell the truth. So these are some of the names. Like I said, I try to keep it, under the Catholic and the Protestant religions because I feel like most people are under that umbrella, being Christians. So these are just some of the names that have been used, and depending on where these people are from and depending on their particular, sect or religion is what they call, their creator. So as far as what I say, my where I'm sitting at right now is that the God of the Bible is not the highest God. We have to kind of go back a little bit further. I just want to push it back a little bit more. So y'all just walk with me. The thing about the God in the Bible is that there's a lot going on in the Bible that makes me think that instead of us being created in God's image, God was created in our image. A truly benevolent God wouldn't be jealous, wouldn't have favorites. He wouldn't come off like he does in the Bible. And then I don't know if people notice it, but he actually says in the Bible, don't worship any other gods. So if those are the words of God, he's saying don't worship any other gods, then obviously there are some more gods. So what I tend to think is like a kind of demiurge. If you all haven't heard of demiurge, demiurge is it's another train of thought, and that's that the God that created the earth was he was both. He was the God and the devil. So that actually makes more sense to me to say that God was a demiurge because that would be that balance. God was a demiurge. That means he would be good and bad. That means that he was created by something higher than him. And then if you look, it does really make sense because if you look at it, they said the demiurge is androgynous. So that would be the man and the woman, just like the yin and yang, just like everything day and night, it's opposites. So that does make sense that he could be the opposite, but that thing, the creator of this earth would be more like a demiurge type god. So that makes a lot of sense to me. And then, even when you go back, okay, let's say it was the demiurge, something had to create the demiurge. So if we're saying the demiurge is the creator of this earth, of this particular experience, then it's something that created the demiurge. So my thing is just to think about it. What if God of the Bible is really the devil? Because, even in the Bible, it'll say that God went he cast the devils down. What if that's really the devil that created it? Because, like I said, if we look in the Bible, it's so much devilish stuff to be going on. I mean, even the stuff that God says, That was my issue with worshiping that God in the Bible, because I'm not going to worship a God that gets jealous just like me. You have these feelings, you feel in some kind of way, you have your favorite people, you got favoritism. There's so much stuff that's going on. So I mean, that's like human. So I had to go back a little bit further. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, okay, before that. All right. So I think before that, let's just say it was the demiurge. So the demiurge is the good and the bad, that created this earth. But even before the demiurge, if we go back to antiquity, the gods that were worshipped way, like I said, back in back in the day. So if we look back, there were women. So these gods were actually women that they worshiped back in the day before the God of the Bible and before the demiurge. So it said God was a woman. So if you really think about it, just walk with me here. That does make more sense because here on the earth, we're born by a woman. It doesn't really make sense, the biblical story, to say that God is just a single man up there by himself, no wife, nothing like that. It would make sense if you put it in the demiurge category because then he would be able to create. But if you're not going to say that, that means that the God of the Bible is a man. Somehow he came up with Adam and Eve. And then what he did, he gave Adam a womb on Adam so that Adam could have Eve. See, now that sounds like that bullshit that's going on now as far as people trying to make the men have the babies. That sounds totally backwards to me. As a concept, that's why you have to go back further than the Bible, y'all, because it's a concept called as above, so below. It's a hermetic principle. Definitely read up on those because it does make sense. So everything that happens on earth happens also above. So we mimic what's going on above. And on this earth, we're not born from a man. We're born from a woman. So what happened was in the corruption of religion, they kicked out the woman. They changed all these women deities to male deities. Well, before they even changed to the male deities, they changed it to the androgynous, like right here. So they'll change it to an androgynous god, like the demiurge, and then eventually, we worship all men. But antiquity, it was not like that. So I definitely think that the God of the Bible was created by another God. Yeah, so it's real interesting, man. I just been, just studying this, reading up on it. I always thought it was something more to it. Because like I said, I always felt that the God of the Bible was too much like me. And if we were creating his image, he can't be totally benevolent and all this good stuff if he has these human traits. So, that was just something I said I have to go back a little bit further. Even we look right here, my eye. Okay, that's a one of the first few gods that was a female. Yeah, this is like back in ancient Egypt, before the Bible. Um, and this is Ma'at. So Ma'at is one of those gods that actually came before that they used to worship. And eventually this turns into a man too. So we just gotta watch what's happened over the years and see how we came from a society that basically came from a world that basically worshiped the woman as above, so below, to something that has us worshiping a single male deity. And somehow this male deity is just a single male. You just create kids and everything. So that wouldn't really make sense unless that deity is more of a demiurge type. So yeah, so you say, what is demiurge? Like I said, I feel like the demiurge would sort of be like a middleman. That would be sort of like so he would have to have good and bad. So that's why it goes back to that same concept. Can God be the devil? I mean, really, if you think about it, it's the same thing. Even at the very least, God created evil. Even if you go back to the Christian concept and say, okay, we're going to forget all this other stuff, God created evil. And there's a problem with evil because you have to have evil. Therefore, God can't be totally benevolent without having some kind of evil. So I think the main thing that we get out of this is, I guess, just trying to have balance. Because like I said, what if you grow up and you're such a fanatic, you don't have any balance, you don't have the ears to hear anything else and look at anything else. And without that balance, it'll mess you up because you might be too on one thing, and that might not even be what's happening or what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So I think of God or the true creator is more like nature. It's all of us and encompasses everything. And it's nature. Um, I don't think that the true creator, our creator, is necessarily in our everyday lives, like judging everything we do. I got this concept from Brother Sanchez, and it made a whole lot of sense. All right, so imagine you're God, right? So you're God, and you want to imagine a world. So in that world that you imagine, everything's made on thought anyway. You imagine this world. So just imagine a world in your head, right? Just imagine a city. All right. So the people in your city, they're going, they're moving, they're doing your own thing. As a creator, you don't have to imagine or even think about every little part of the city. So you don't have to be the actual person that's down there, all the people that's down there, everything that's going on. You don't have to think about that. You don't have to create families or anything like that. Once you put your imagination to it and you say, hey, I created it, it's already created and everything is created at the same time. So I think that that makes a lot of sense to me right now. So that's just what I've been going on. So it's more of a way of nature. And see, good or bad is what we consider on this earth. Suppose it's like an animal. This animal, this little bitty baby rabbit fell out the nest, and now the alligator's going to eat it. We'll say, oh man, that's so cruel. That's not cruel though. That's my art. That's the balance. That's got to happen. So in order for us to be truly successful, is no such thing as all good. You can't be all good. I think most of us try to shoot to be more good than bad, and we probably end up like halfway. But the whole thing is to have that balance, and that's what this God Ma'at was about the balance. Sometimes you'll see her on the scale, and she was deified and she was worshipped back in the day. Hmm. So come to say that God of the Bible isn't the only God. There are hundreds or thousands of other deities. That's not necessarily the same thing. And it's just good to be open. But when you go back to I try to say, okay, now who created it all though? Like what happened? Was it the primordial waters? That something just happened? We try to go back with that. And the thing is, I guess it always was. And like I was saying, going back to that same train of thought, the idea that made the most sense to me is that the creator created himself and the creation at the same time. Because God can't be a creator until he creates. So before the creation, which was us, there was nothing because he didn't become creator till he created or till it created. And I'm not trying to quantify God or anything. We're just used to saying he, like we worshiping this dude, man. It's crazy. So when he created everything, he created at the same time. And like I said, he's not thinking about every little person. Okay, they got to make sure he goes to school today. No, he creates it on a bigger level. And we kind of like do everything ourselves. So it's almost like a simulation. We're going to talk about the simulation theory too. I know you're getting mad on Esther, but it's just what it is, man. You got to put down that outdated Bible and just try to look at some more stuff that's going on because we got to see what's going on today. And that shit will keep you stuck somewhere up in the air, looking, worrying about going to hell instead of being right here on the earth. So that was the best thought that I had. Like I said, what Brother Sanchez came up with. And when he created, everything was just already created at the same time. So he didn't go individually and say, hey, I'm gonna create this person, this person. Once he created, it was old people, it was young people, it was babies, everything was just created. So that's how I think it happened. Now, as far as before that, like I said, some people say, there was waters, primordial waters, or there was some kind of ripple or something like that. I mean, I really don't know. So my thing is kind of like to work my way back. But I want to go further than the Bible because the further we go, it's just getting more back to our roots. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so at the very least, the God of the Bible would have to be a demiurge. No, he can't be the most high. He has too many human qualities, too many human traits. So we know that can't be the true creator that's benevolent and all knowing, because a benevolent, all knowing God wouldn't behave that way. And it's okay to question it, y'all. It's not that serious. I mean, you just got to think about it. I know that cognitive dissonance is kicking in, but you just think about it. It makes sense. What would you worship? You know, are you going to worship something that has human traits like you, or are you going to just try to see something a little bit higher than that? Because you would never be able to get above that point. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so I think the Demiurge, or God that created this earth, was probably was probably androgynous, was the Demiurge, and was casted down, was the devil, or at the very least, the Demiurge, half good and half bad. And that makes more sense because that's how we do it now on earth, as above, so below. And like I said, you really want to look at that stuff because a lot of those principles, it explains a lot of stuff, and it makes a whole lot more sense, than the religious story. So definitely check that out. So I just want us to have, as much power, and I just as we can. I want us to go back further to what we were indoctrinated with. Y'all got to remember this was given to us. So it's nothing wrong with looking back to say, hey, before King James Bible, what was really going on? So there's nothing wrong with that, man. And Aunt Esther, she's still mad. She's gonna stay mad, but that's all right though. But I don't think our true creator is the God of the Bible. It just doesn't make, for me, it doesn't. I mean, you do your thing, you do what you do. But just know that as long as you're worshiping a God that's selfish and has favors and all that, you're gonna always have those traits. You're not gonna be able to rise above if that's what you're worshiping. So think about it. I was gonna call this third Sunday because this was my third church. This was part three, but I said, nah, it's gonna be like that communion stuff. Gonna make people think it's communion. And I talked about that communion story in part two. So check it out. All right, so this is my creator. This is what I think. Well, I know that there's a creator, and I know that the creator, the most high, is infinite. So the creator is in all of us. We all creators, and we have the creator in us. It's everything. It can't be quantified, described, or given human traits. Because then what happens is you're worshiping man. And you don't want to worship man. Worship yourself. You can worship man and the God within you. Bring it out. Yeah, man, I was just up early. I just wanted to throw this up on there. I want to thank y'all for joining. I might go live later, but I'm gonna do the preview of this when I do the that premiere of this. I'll be online. So y'all, thanks for tuning in. This is K Paper Chase with Soundoff. Peace.
There's always sun that'll shine, take you down, don't let it make you. There's always sun that'll shine to make you lose. You gotta stop to break it loose. Don't let it shake you up. Just feel you come. There's always something that will shake you up. Don't let it make you up. There is always something that will wake you up. Don't let it break you up. Nothing stays the same. Things always change. as you put down your thoughts, something wakes you up. Something wakes you up. But all that's okay, cause my light is what makes me up. Shine, 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 shine bright as the sun. And know you're the only one. Nothing stays the same. Would you rather be on Saturn or Earth? Repetition or the flat plane? As soon as you start to get it right, something shakes you up. Something shakes you up. As soon as you stop with the fight, something wakes you up. Something wakes you up. But all that's okay, cause my light is what makes me up. Shine, shine, shine bright as the sun. I know you're the only one. Nothing stays the same, things always change. Would you rather be on Saturn or Earth? Repetition or the flat plane? The sun up and shakes you up.